December 8th, 2021. Halfcast 202, episode 202. Let's go. Happy Wednesday, you guys. Of course, I have a few things to share with you. An evening of reflection. Shall we? Family awarded $301 billion from bar that overserved drunk driver and largest penalty ever. Most bars, restaurants, when they hire bartenders, they look for a certification called Serve Safe. And you can get Serve Safe certifications online, but basically it's a group of online courses for it's for food service also, but it's also for when you're bartending that teaches people how to notice the signs of when somebody's been drinking too much. Just like if you're hosting a party at home, if somebody drinks too much and then leaves your house and gets into an accident, you can be responsible for letting them go out on the road in the first place. And this is pretty much how this works. So let's find out how much alcohol is really $301 billion. Jury in Corpus Christi, Texas, has awarded the family of a teenager and her grandmother who were killed by a drunk driver $301 billion in what has been declared the largest penalty ever for such crime. The jury found Beer Belly's Sports Bar guilty of Beer Belly Sports Bar of over-serving Joshua Del Boss, who in November 2017 killed 16-year-old Juni Tamay Anderson and her 59-year-old grandmother, Tamara K. Kindred. Local news station K3 reported Kindred was headed home after picking up Anderson from her job at a local pizza place when Del Bosque, who was driving 91 miles per hour, blew a red light and struck them with his car. Another local Corpus Christi news station, KRIS-TV, reported, "It always amazes me how you can drink so much that you're able to actually still get into a car and drive." The family's legal team said the bar served Del Bosque at least 11 alcoholic drinks that night. You know, most people, like I do, chances are he had a couple before he even went to the bar. And he left the establishment with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.263, far above the Texas legal limit of 0.08. Carlton Erickson, a pharmacologist who spoke before the jury, said 50% of people are unconscious at point three. See, how was he even able to get into a car? Meaning Del Boss lacked the skills necessary to avoid the collision. Beer Bellies clearly was trading money for the safety of their patrons and the public by continuing to serve an obviously intoxicated customer. It doesn't matter if they get mad, it doesn't matter if they get unruly or whatever, you cut them off a good hour or two before the bar closes. You offer them coffee, you offer them a cab, but one thing you don't do is serve them when they already got one foot out the door. John Flood, lead lawyer for the Kindred Anderson family, said in a release obtained by local media outlets. The legal team said that despite the vast size of the penalty, the family does not expect to receive a single dollar of the earnings. Why not? Rather, they hope that by having pursued this litigation, bars will take greater responsibility in taking an active role in preventing their patrons from getting behind the wheel. So, just like with the safe serve, the serve safe, I get it mixed up. Just like with the serve safe certifications, also these establishments should be reinforcing management supervision should be reinforcing the fact that, hey, that girl over there has had a little bit too much. Yeah, start to wean them off and let them know like if they need a cab or a cup of coffee, but they're done. Yeah, so yeah, you can't be afraid to say those type of things. Some people are gonna get nasty. Some people are gonna get nasty with you. Some people are gonna catch attitudes, but it could save somebody's life. Next up, if you like the show, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Let me know you're rocking with your boy. Bernard Christman allegedly tracked wife's boyfriend, bludgeoned him to death at airport. Now, if you had that same type of commitment before the marriage went off the rails, maybe you two would still be together. Texas man was arrested and charged with murder weeks after he allegedly killed a man who was in a relationship with his wife, because don't let your spouse get in the way of the person that you love. On November. That's terrible. On November 19th, the city of El Paso categorized the incident as an aggravated robbery. Last Friday, Bernard Christman, 50, was arrested in connection with the death of Juan Alzaldo, 49, who was standing by his car in the El Paso airport parking lot after his work shift. Police identified the cause of death as blunt force trauma to Anzaldo's head. In their investigation, police said Anzaldo was in a relationship with Chrisman's wife. Officers, it always sounds weird no matter how many times I read it. It always sounds like I'm saying something wrong, but this is exactly what it says. Like, officers arrested Chrisman at his home, and court records indicate his bail was set at $1.25 million. Chrisman allegedly tracked Anzaldo using a website called True People Search and wrote down when Anzaldo would arrive and leave from work. Details. You should have put this attention to details in your marriage, according to a police affidavit obtained by local TV station KTSM. On the night of the killing, Chrisman allegedly hid behind a tree in a hooded sweatshirt that concealed his face and slashed Anzaldo's tires before parking his car at a nearby hotel. A forensic analysis of Chrisman's phone activity put him at the airport during the time of the killing. According to KTSM, Chrisman had reportedly told police he was picking up groceries for an Instacart order when Anzaldo was killed. Lying. When Anzaldo found the tires of his car had been slashed, he called a coworker who heard a male approaching him and cries for help during a struggle. According to KTSM, the coworker and another employee rushed to the parking lot where one chased a man in a hoodie who they believed was suspected in Anzaldo's death. Whoa. Although the killing raises concerns about public safety at the airport, the city of El Paso denied there is any threat. Yeah, because how many how many men are dating someone's wife? How many would you expect that will all be at that airport? At one time, Southwest Airlines confirmed to a local TV station KVIA that Anzaldo was an employee in its ground operations department. This is a heartbreaking, tragic loss for the Southwest team, and we extend deepest sympathies to our colleagues' family, loved ones, and their extended Southwest family. Southwest leadership is focused on supporting our employees while we offer our full support. But nobody thought to tell him to leave that man's wife alone. You don't go digging for diamonds in another man's mine. When he says him and his wife aren't together, don't believe it. And when she says her and her husband aren't together, don't believe it, because in most cases, only one is done. It takes two to be done, right? It takes two to be done. Next up, Tennessee bank robber caught minutes after demanding cash with note on coffee filter. Money in the drawer. You couldn't have at least found a 3x5 index card with blue or black ink to make this legible, sir? A wanted fugitive who robbed a Tennessee bank on Monday was tracked down and nabbed just minutes after making his getaway. Would you really call that a getaway? Though authorities said Alan Clark, 49, entered the Pinnacle Bank in Murfreesboro, a city located about 35 miles southeast of Nashville just before 9:30 a.m. and handed a teller a note written on a coffee filter. Please make your robbery notes understandable. Officers tracked down Clark in less than 9 minutes after receiving a call about the strong arm robbery. The note was more interesting than the apprehension, and the short foot chase ensued. Police said Clark was taken into custody and found with the bank's cash still on his person. Please don't rob any banks. But the problem with people who rob banks is that it's easy to get in and get the money, but the escape is where nobody plans for the escape. They're just so excited that they got in and got the money. Now, what the hell are you going to do? During Clark's short lived getaway, the police said he discarded his face mask, jacket, and hat, all of which were found near a dumpster across the street from the bank. You didn't even like try to hide it. You should have watched The Town a few times before you. Police said that a detailed description from the bank tellers and witnesses helped them quickly nab Clark, who was already wanted on a fugitive from justice warrant. Police did not give further details on the warrant. You don't watch Heat. You don't watch The Town. You don't watch the bank job, the money heist. None of that. It's movies out there. There was plenty of reference materials on this, sir. Next up, Wendy's drive-through customer fires gun over order taking too long. Police. Now, this is almost as bad. See, it's Wendy's. That's why I'm gonna say it's not as bad as the guy in Little Caesars that wouldn't wait 5 minutes for one of those upchuck pies and woman has been arrested in Ohio after reportedly firing multiple shots in the drive-through lane of a Wendy's fast food restaurant after growing upset at the time being taken over her order. How good do we have it in the world we live in today? Growing up, you would be hungry at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and your mom would say dinner's not ready until 5 or 6 o'clock. Would you shoot up the kitchen? No, or would you be patient and wait? But in this case, what at Wendy's, the wait is maybe what at a busy, what 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes has you shooting a gun, according to WFLA. Tia Taylor, 37, was arrested after allegedly firing at least 3 shots in the fast food lane of the popular eatery in Euclid on Friday, December 3rd. A police officer in the vicinity, 2 cars behind her, of the Wendy's heard the gunshots and arrived on the scene soon after. No one was injured during the incident. Taylor is now facing a felony weapons charge, and there is no meal that Wendy's offers that you should feel justified in doing what you did over the improper handling of a firearm while a judge has ordered her to stay away from Wendy's. You're banned from Wendy's. That is not a badge of, yeah, there's nothing gangster about that. Euclid Police Chief Scott Meyer told the news outlet that the incident stemmed from a complaint to staff over what she perceived as slow service. It's 5 minutes. A 5 minute wait time, a 6 minute wait time. When you're a child, your mom had to spend 3 hours cooking a turkey. Now you go to the corner and get a burger and fries and be back at the house and done with it in 25 minutes. The whole thing takes you. What is wrong with these people nowadays? From our understanding, she was upset with their order. Myers said she felt it was taking too long and she had some choice words for the staff, letting them know her order better be right. After you mouthed off, if I feel like I have to mouth off the staff in the very rare event, I'll be so afraid that they're gonna do something nasty to my food that I just probably wouldn't even want it. I'll go somewhere else after that. The situation escalated quickly from there. Meyer said the manager heard her swearing at the staff members. He then told her she would not be served and to leave the lane. So even after all that time, you probably only have to wait 2, 3 more minutes. After all that time, you ruined it. Now you get nothing for all the time that you did wait, even though you were still impatient. While none of the 3 bullets struck anyone, one did hit the restaurant sign. Fun show. Fun show. Fun show. That being said, I am going to wrap this one up, but I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Adios.